間。May we first invite Ms. Carl Sundip, please? Oh, she's not here, right? Okay. Ms. Bidya Sureshwar, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bidya Shrestha, and I'm currently studying in the University of Hong Kong, pursuing a double major in comparative literature and gender studies. I am ethnically Nepalese and born in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is my home, like many other ethnic minorities who reside here. Yet the education system persists to hinder our growth. Today, I am here to address the issue of racial segregation, which occurs within the schools in Hong Kong, which strips away our inherent right to learn Chinese. When I tell people that I was born and raised in Hong Kong, the first question that comes up is, how come you don't know Chinese then? Some even simply say that we are lazy and that we never bothered to learn Chinese. But is it really true? Firstly, there is a clear segregation in schools as ethnic minorities are separated from Chinese students since primary 1. I come from a local English medium DSS school, and I have witnessed this all my life, where ethnic minorities would have Chinese as second language courses, whereas our Chinese classmates would have serious core subject of Chinese lessons. I would like to stress that what we need is integration and not segregation. What we need is inclusion with the local Chinese students in order to practice our Chinese, in order to learn Chinese better. Because Chinese is so crucial for us in order to survive in Hong Kong, in order to find a job in Hong Kong. This is how important the language is. I acknowledge and greatly appreciate the fact that the government has given us a lot of funds to EM schools. However, how effective are these funds in enabling us to learn Chinese? I am the living example that we ethnic minorities are still struggling with learning Chinese. At the same time, I believe that there has to be more assistance given to our Chinese brothers and sisters in learning English as well. I believe that for the prosperity of Hong Kong and the harmony of Hong Kong, it is essential that both Chinese and non-Chinese people can communicate with one another, and this is the uniqueness of Hong Kong. It's diverse culture, and this is what we need to embrace. Once again, I would like to remind that what we need is integration and not segregation. We are the children of Hong Kong. We are the minorities, but we are not inferiorities. I hope that we are allowed to flourish, to enrich, and to contribute to Hong Kong, which we call our home. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Resta. 跟住我哋請黃樂容女士嘅，唔該。
我係3個巴基斯坦籍小朋友嘅補習老師啦，咁都差唔多2年啦，咁就係小1啦、小4啦同埋小6啦咁樣。咁咧咁主要照顧佢哋啊，處理學校家頭細務嗰個媽媽咧就唔識中文唔識英文嘅。咁我身上面着緊呢件衫咧，其實就係小朋友嘅媽媽整俾我嘅。咁即係唔係華唔華語、華唔華裔啊？呢啲其實關係咧，佢哋都係咁努力、咁溫暖咁樣去建立嘅。咁我第一樣嘢要講嘅咧，就係普通話教中文嘅差啦。因為咧，佢而家我小朋友佢哋冇咗中文堂一啲咁正統啦，好針對唯一學廣東話嘅機會咧，咁其實佢哋試過即係課室啊就明嘅，課書就唔明啦。咁但係佢哋默書咧就係用普通話噶嘛，咁就冇咗啦。咁然之後其他科即係可能常識啊、數學啊呢啲都係用翻廣東話嗰啲科咧，咁佢又係完全就係啲文字題就係完全睇唔明啊，又教佢嘅時候都唔會聽得好明啦。咁第二個嘢咧就係小學同埋中學接駁嗰個問題。咁我而家教緊個小朋友係小6啦，咁即係要升中啦。咁佢有同我講咗好多想像嘅，我好想入體藝啊，我想學體育啊咩咁樣。咁但係咧，佢學校嗰個老師好自然咁就同佢講就話啊，入呢間啦，呢啲好多你哋呢啲人嘅學校啊咁樣啦。咁但係小朋友本身就冇諗過話華唔華裔或者咩嘅學校，佢就係想我想學呢樣嘢，我睇呢啲 banding 又好點都好，但係即係完全就冇一個考慮嘅點係話啊非華裔我就要去啦，即係冇呢個嘢。咁但係啲老師就好自然就會你去呢度啦咁樣。 咁其實呢個係意味緊華裔同非華裔嘅學生係分隔咗，即係咁你永遠就喺呢度啦，你哋喺呢度啦咁樣。咁第三個嘢呢，就係講緊我哋根本就冇一啲推動華裔即係本地生同埋非華裔生互相嘅教育同埋學習啦，因為咁我學校我小朋友個學校，我覺得都幾好，有一個嘢呢都可以學下，就係有一個環節俾我小朋友上台介紹板球啊，即係佢話啊點樣打啦，啊烏都要點樣講加油啦呢啲，咁佢呢嗰陣時就好得戚啦，好懶醒咁樣叫我同佢一齊練嗰個稿啦，咁佢就非常之開心，都係咁叫我教佢啊點樣講點樣講，即係咁其實你好睇到呢啲只係即係好善用佢哋啲優點，佢哋俾佢哋去做呢啲共融嘅嘢，其實佢係好開心，佢係你善用緊佢之餘，其實其他一啲學生都係學緊一啲佢哋嘅嘢。我覺得呢樣嘢係共融，就係你要了解我，都要了解你嘅一個過程啦。所以其實呢個雙向溝通咧，我覺得係需要有嘅。
唔該晒黃女士。May we now invite Ms. Christine Romero, please.
Good afternoon, Chairman and government officials. I'm Christine Romero, a Filipino born and raised in Hong Kong who has completed the HKCEs, the HKA levels, and a BA in Language and Communication at Centennial College. I'm also a committee member for Section Juan, a support group for Filipino youths in the city. The issue I'd like to bring forward concerns the government's lack of consideration for EM's social environments in language learning and acquisition. Currently, many of the government's efforts have been focused on tailoring a NCS curriculum, providing professional development and support for teachers and students, and making improvements in other academic areas overall, which makes sense. However, the importance of social and cultural interactions in second language acquisition has been substantiated by academia for decades. Evelyn Hatch famously wrote about this in 1978. One learns how to do conversation, one learns how to interact verbally, and out of interaction, syntactic structures are developed, which resonates with how I have learned most of my Cantonese. Despite this, the government has not done enough to encourage intercultural interactions, sort of like what Ms. Wong has mentioned. Worse yet, the segregation continues to exist in many schools in the city. Ranging from preschool to secondary, we still see Chinese-speaking students separated from NCS students. The effects of this are twofold. Firstly, it decreases the opportunities for NCS students to gain experience in using the language with native-speaking peers. Currently, many NCS students are limited to practicing in controlled classroom settings that don't always reflect real-life interactions. Considering that many of us have a NCS background, have more fellow NCS than local Chinese in our social circles, many are unlikely to get the practice they need. Successful instructed language learning requires opportunities for output, where students are able to obtain constructive feedback, something that's better received from a friend rather than an angry minibus driver. Secondly, segregation decreases NCS students' motivation to learn the language because the different cultures are given little opportunity to interact. An us versus them mentality develops. According to social psychology, creating social distance between two groups creates resistance towards learning the target language. In that sense, depriving EMs of these intercultural interactions is detrimental to their acquisition of Chinese. Most of the EMs I know who have successfully become fluent in Cantonese tend to have had positive experiences with native speakers at an early age than their peers. Considering the importance of encouraging intercultural interactions in second language learning, we would like to request the government to look beyond academics when forming policies. To prevent segregation within the schooling system, all schools should be equipped with skills and resources for teaching CSL. Additionally, the government should enforce against the in-school segregation and give recognition to schools that encourage harmonious integration. On a larger scale, we need to celebrate the diversity that exists in the city through public education or even citywide festivals to increase appreciation for different cultures. Since Hong Kong is supposed to be an international city, I believe there is no excuse for us to continue moving so slowly in the integration of EMs.
Thank you, Ms. Rambo. Could we now invite Ms. Nimra Khan, please?
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening. My name is Khan Nimra Bibi. I'm a Form 5 student and I'm Pakistani and born in Hong Kong. I'm going to pinpoint 3 issues. Firstly, the small ratio is directly affecting the communication of ethnic minority students. As there are a few Chinese in ethnic minority schools, it will be difficult for ethnic minority students to learn Chinese fast and communicate in Chinese with Chinese students to practice their speaking instead of learning and reading from a book. It may also be difficult for ethnic minority students to make friends with Chinese and become sociable with Chinese people. As there are a few number of Chinese in ethnic minority schools, ethnic minorities students will make friends with other ethnic minority students, resulting difficulty in being sociable with Chinese people, which may affect their future, as in their workplace, the number of Chinese people will be more than ethnic minorities people. It will be difficult for ethnic minority students to adapt to the working environment and their workplace. Therefore, with this kind of learning environment, we are being racially segregated. It does not help in integration for us in the long term, both in language learning and social integration. Secondly, most ethnic minority schools won't provide traditional Chinese at their school. Instead, the schools will only provide easiest Chinese subject level to their students, in which the students will learn Chinese as the primary school students, which can adversely affect their future if the ethnic minority students choose to stay in Hong Kong and work in Hong Kong. It will be difficult for them to seek jobs in Hong Kong. For example, in my school, there are 3 levels of learning Chinese. The easiest level, medium level, and difficult level. The students in our school can choose which Chinese level they want to learn, and moreover, learning shouldn't be based on teachers' expectations only, but also enable students to have adequate Chinese skills to integration after graduation. Lastly, some kindergartens and primary schools' website is only available in Chinese, which result in difficult for parents to read. Therefore, the number of kindergartens and primary school is limited to ethnic minority students, as their parents can't read the preschool quality reports in some local kindergartens and primary schools. Moreover, the notice provided in local primary and kindergarten and secondary schools are written in Chinese, which is difficult for parents to read. This is my speech.
Thank you, Ms. Khan. Next, we have Ms. Yunus Nebra, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening. I'm Nebra Yunus, currently a secondary 5 student. I'm a Hong Kong-born Pakistani, and growing up in a community filled with Chinese people was really difficult due to different problems I faced, one of them being discrimination, of course. But discrimination was not the biggest factor hindering my personal growth as an ethnic minority in Hong Kong. Instead, it was the difficulties I faced in learning Chinese as it's not my first language. Regarding the education issues faced by ethnic minorities in Hong Kong, I'm specifically going to talk about the problems brought up by the current Chinese curriculum provided to us ethnic minorities. First of all, language barriers between the ethnic minorities and the teachers have always been problematic. On top of that, limited academic assistance from ethnic minority parents makes it almost impossible for us to learn Chinese without the support at home. However, second generation or third generation families are now taking every chance to improve their children's Chinese abilities. For example, many ethnic minorities are starting to speak Chinese more frequently at home. Ethnic minorities are doing their best to integrate to the local community and its people. Unfortunately, the Education Bureau still might not be doing enough for us ethnic minorities, which really makes it questionable whether us ethnic minorities are truly considered as true Hong Kongers or not. The Education Bureau doesn't feel a need to change because there's a lack of ethnic minorities' voices in Hong Kong to pressure the Education Bureau. I would like to make it clear that offering us easier Chinese classes is not an effective way to improve our Chinese proficiency. Us senior secondary students are taught Chinese topics which are taught to local primary 2 or 3 students, which is totally unacceptable. Are we really expected to get a job with the Chinese ability of a local primary student? These easier classes might help us for a while, but not for the long run. Furthermore, having a weak Chinese ability limits our job choices, as many of the jobs require a Chinese requirement of Chinese fluency. Most of us start learning Chinese from kindergarten, but why after 15 years of education, most of us can only reach a primary 2 or 3 levels? We simply want equal opportunities in Chinese learning, and I don't think the current Chinese curriculum we have provided is effective enough. The curriculum should be suitable enough for us ethnic minorities. Chinese students lack sensitivity towards different races and cultures. Personally, I think that a diverse learning environment at a young age ensures different races are recognized, accepted, and respected in the long run. The government should establish a diversified policies for schools to integrate ethnic minorities into mainstream classrooms. Leveling the playing field for both Chinese and ethnic minorities would be a great start. Good education is not about offering each child exactly the same amount of help regardless of whether they need it or not, but allocating resources where they are needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nebra. We will now invite Ms. Zadrun Mavish, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Mavish Zafran. I'm Pakistani-born in Hong Kong, currently studying in English Professional Communication in City University. Today, I'm here to talk about an issue of teachers in ethnic minority EM schools and problems students are facing after graduating from secondary schools. Studying in an EM school myself, I found primary school teachers would teach us basic Chinese where we learn how to read and write some basic leaflets and poems. But once I reached secondary school, my Chinese starts to break down there. Literally everything we learned in primary school was being repeated in our secondary school. It was super easy to pass Chinese. It was not helpful at all. The school teachers tried their best to teach us Chinese, but it was never enough for us to improve our language. I believe it's not teachers' fault. There was not proper training to teach us Chinese as in our second language. There is no system to teach us the language from basic to advanced level. It's just repeated itself. Usually schools assumes we will not know Chinese because it's very hard for us. But in fact, neither Chinese nor English is our first language. So how can school assume our English is better than our Chinese? If we are treated the same way as local students, then our Chinese would be improved as well as their English. From the beginning, the schools give up on us. They separate Chinese and non-Chinese students in different classes, which is unfair and not equal. Why would school do that? Is separating non-Chinese students from local students are teaching us simple Chinese is benefit to us? Is that the right way for us to treat it like this because we are going to be the part of Hong Kong society in the future? Later, we have this GCSE Chinese after passing the school exam. The certificate does not hold much value itself. It is not good measure to just lower Chinese requirements for EM students because our mother tongue is not Chinese. In order to improve, please provide teaching in mainstream education to teach non-Chinese speaking students which could help their Chinese upgrade their same level as Chinese students. Teachers training and teaching materials so that the Chinese level teach so students that would not be too different across the schools. The EDB could provide schools teachers guideline booklets that could be used to teach EM students. A manual should be provided to all teachers teaching them step-to-step teaching us as a second language. By introducing them the culture different background, things to be aware of knowing Chinese second language need to teach for very beginning to the end. All EM schools should follow same or not same, so they could improve it as needed. Thirdly, without Chinese DSE, it's impossible for EM to reach higher posts in some fields because their requirements require Chinese DSE level. Mostly internships for university is coming in Chinese catalog. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mafish. Next, could we have Ms. Pale Biswas, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Today I want to talk about the prevailing primary one admission system. So this is actually the form right now for the primary one admission, and if you look at column 7, which is like circled in red, it is actually a checkbox for parents to fill in which says cannot use Chinese as learning medium. So if I'm a parent and if I check this box, I will be directed under Appendix 3 to these 8 schools. These 8 schools are actually schools which primarily traditionally admit more non-Chinese speaking students. In 2006, at a public education committee public hearing, several groups and ethnic minorities parents attending the meeting were not most concerned with the opportunity that whether they can enroll in NCS schools, but whether the school's medium of instruction is suitable for NCS learning. Because of the implementation of the mother tongue policy, most schools use Chinese as the teaching medium. Schools teaching English as MOI is limited in number. The then Education Secretary, Ms. Fanny Lord, had said to open more English schools for NCS will not help them integrate in society. So that's why the former designated schools became the only option for people who want to learn English, who want to use English as a learning medium. In fact, Hong Kong Unison's research in 2015 on parental choice in primary school selection showed that ethnic minority parents do not tend to choose racially segregated schools for their children. Can EDB clarify who are they referring to as different stakeholders? Where do these stakeholders express their opinion and what are their actual worries? When parents say that their children cannot use Chinese as learning medium, they want to find schools which use English as learning medium, but not to enroll in schools with more non-Chinese speaking students and lose the Chinese learning environment and the opportunity to study alongside Chinese students. If the Education Bureau thinks that to care for students who cannot use Chinese as learning medium is to give them more school choice, then Appendix 3 should list out all the schools which use English as a medium of instruction. Education Bureau should not intentionally or unintentionally encourage students to enroll in former designated schools. Education Bureau should provide information including listing out schools who already admit NCS students and the support they provide to parents. It should not blame the decision to amend primary one admission allocation arrangement on some NCS parents. It is misleading the public to think that enrolling in schools that traditionally admit non-Chinese speaking students is the choice of the parents. Will Education Bureau consider listing all the English medium of instruction schools under the Appendix 3 or all the schools with experience in enrolling NCS students for parents' reference? Education Bureau seems to be indirectly encouraging parents, encouraging racial segregation, so will EDB do something to dispel this impression and concern of the public? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fitzwater. We now have Ms. Fariha Bakar, please.
大家好，我叫代雅，我係一個香港出世嘅孟加拉人，我而家喺城市大學讀緊書。我今日會講關於中國語文第二語言學習架構嘅資助啦。雖然行政長官喺14年嘅施政報告中宣布咗去實施呢個中國語文課程第二語言嘅架構啦，即係 CSL， 俾啲少數族裔學生去學好中文啦。但係呢啲措施係唔足夠嘅。點解呢？因為缺乏咗具體嘅課程啦、基準啦、教材啦、教師培訓啦、評估啊，同埋監督機制等嘅關鍵細節。此外，教育局係冇做足夠嘅諮詢。政府喺14年至15年花咗1.9億去加強非華語學生對中文嘅知識，但呢啲活動嘅進展係唔明確嘅，而且呢種資助係咪真係能夠為少數族裔帶來益處，同埋教育政策上係咪有效改善佢哋嘅語文能力呢？呢個就好值得去探討。而家好多公眾同埋家長啊，都唔知道政府會向學校提供呢啲資金。即管你去話教育局每年都會花2億去支持非華語學生去學中文，但係政策仲未夠具體。對學校嘅支持係應該要明確嘅，應該要有個透明度喺度。點樣去做到呢樣嘢？就係應該去建立一個績效指標。依家學校嘅課程係咪有一個教學嘅目標呢？我覺得未夠清楚，咁就證明咗有個不足之處，同埋老師好難喺一個得唔到相關培訓嘅情況之下，去制定一個適合嘅課程俾非華裔學生。其實除咗學校嘅自我報告之外，我哋應該利用其他評估工具，例如學生嘅意見啦，佢哋對課程嘅了解啦同埋睇法。我就覺得有幾個解決方案。第一就係我哋應該去深究老師嘅師資，同埋對課程系統作出相關嘅改善，同埋我哋應該有個階段學習嘅目標，建立成果指標同埋審核機制。更加重要嘅係，我哋應該要有專業嘅老師培訓，為學校提供專業嘅支持，提供更多嘅教學計劃同埋資源。最後將少數族裔納入香港嘅主流學校，等佢哋有返個歸屬感，同埋可以同本地人溝通多啲。咁試問政府建立咗呢個架構已經4年啦，咁可唔可以同我哋講返其實有幾多學生係可以已經係考中國語文嘅文憑試去取得呢個等級呢？我哋係咪可以有呢個統計嘅數據呢？咁績效指標同埋標準呢，可以幫助去提升學生嘅中文學習能力啦，同埋可以建立更好嘅中文學習基礎。唔該晒。
Thank you, Ms. Bakar. We will now have Ms. Bibi Miriam, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening. I'm Miriam Bibi, currently studying Year 2 Psychology at Lingnan University. Born and raised here in Hong Kong. Obtained my kindergarten to currently obtaining university education here in Hong Kong. The point I would like to make is university admission requirement in the Chinese language does not favor ethnic minorities. We all are well aware that even though non-Chinese speaking students are exempt from taking the DSE Chinese, but are required to take alternative Chinese such as GCEAL, GCAS, GCSE, IGCSE or HKDSE Applied Learning Chinese in order to replace DSE Chinese language to meet the minimum entrance requirement. There are a few issues I would like to mention. Firstly, no matter one gets grade attained in Applied Chinese or grade C in GCSE or even grade A in GCEAL, you will be granted level 3. Even though this helps to fulfill the Chinese requirement, but it does not give any recognition to harder Chinese level. Referring to the grading system of the Chinese language, it seems like there seems to be no point of choosing a higher level of Chinese requirement if the point is going to be level 3. And secondly, there seemed to be no way of calculating the Chinese language for ethnic minorities. Even though said by the universities, the Chinese language for ethnic minorities will be counted as level 3, but no university seemed to admit that when asked, and we are always told that each of the ethnic minorities' Chinese language will be calculated case by case. I can recall something similar that happened to me. In 2016, on my DSE result day, I called some of the universities to find out how they calculate the Chinese language of ethnic minorities on some of the courses I wanted to study. However, none of the universities were able to give me a clear answer. Some said it will be counted as level 2, some said it will be counted as level 3, others said it will be counted as case by case. And this actually disfavors ethnic minorities as they do not have any guidelines on how to calculate their Chinese language and their total DSE score. This gives them fewer chances to choose the right course from themselves. As a result, this does not only add difficulties to us when we are doing the JUPAS marks calculation, but also discourages students from studying a harder Chinese level. As a short-term solution, I would like to request for giving higher recognition to harder Chinese level, recognizing our Chinese ability according to the levels, and a clear calculating method for grading alternative Chinese language should be provided by all institutions in Hong Kong. Moreover, waiving our Chinese requirement is not a benefit to us, but a remedial measure for the lack of proper Chinese as a second language curriculum from the government. We want to learn Chinese as well, but the problem is not whether we work hard or not, but whether teachers and schools are prepared to teach us up to that level. Everyone questions the child's ability to learn Chinese as a second language, but no one seems to question the teacher's teaching experience and training regarding teaching Chinese as a second language. That is why even today it remains a huge problem. To conclude, instead of just giving us options to choose easier Chinese to study, in long term the solution should be developing a better Chinese curriculum for ethnic minority students, so that even if our mother tongue is not Chinese, we can still learn Chinese up to a level as a local student, just like how Chinese students learn English. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mariam. Next we have Ms. Namia Rahman, please.
Good evening, Chairman and committee members. I am Raman Lamia Shreya. I'm a Bangladeshi born and raised in Hong Kong. I studied in ethnic minority school. I'm currently a Year 3 student at the University of Hong Kong. I am a chairperson of Equal Opportunity Student Ambassador. I'm a fellow of the foundation called Resolve, and I was the General Secretary at Amnesty International Club at HKU. I don't say this to sound arrogant or cocky. I say this because even someone like me cannot make it in the system. Why, you ask? Because my ability to speak Cantonese is comparable to that of a primary student. My language ability is low, not because I'm lazy or that my parents do not wish for me to learn the language, but it is the issue of not having progressive Chinese language curriculum in schools, and this is what I would like to bring forth in today's hearing. The content taught in school is frankly too easy and too repetitive. I mean, imagine studying Cantonese for 15 years and only being able to say "Asan hoi tiso, asan sek yutan tango." There are many youths like me, despite having gone through the local education system, who have the ability to speak the language but do not have the ability to read or write Cantonese fluently. Although the Education Bureau has allowed non-Chinese students to have alternative Chinese qualifications such as GCSE, GCE, and IGCSE, It cannot be denied that that level attained cannot match the standards needed for workplace. Therefore, it is not uncommon to hear that some of the graduates who have attained their degrees remain jobless because their Chinese proficiency is low. In universities and institutions, ethnic minority students are also not able to bridge the gap within their Chinese proficiency because there is no middle ground for ethnic minority students to learn progressive Chinese because the courses offered are either for beginners or for the advanced students who have already taken the DSEs. We acknowledge that the Education Bureau has implemented various support measures, but through this platform today, we are urging for a holistic development within the Chinese educational framework. And that means, first, we need the content of the Chinese courses to be administered and evaluated to ensure that they are progressive and, again, not repetitive. We need a platform where university students can bridge the gap in their level of Cantonese, because even when we want to further studies, many courses require us to have high fluency in Cantonese. Many of the ethnic minorities have been living here for generations and are still not fluent in Cantonese, and this shows that the policy of Chinese as a second language is an utter failure. There is no point in putting so much resources if they're not going to yield the desired results. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Baran. Can we now have Ms. Denzel Lancion, please?
Thank you. My name is Denzel, a Filipina graduate from Delia Memorial School, Hippo, and a current student at the University of Hong Kong. Parents per se assume that teachers who are in schools that are concentrated in EM students would be expert and culturally aware with teaching us. The truth is, it's not. Teachers in concentrated EM schools lacks teacher training, which therefore makes them incapable of teaching us. Because of that, they are ignorant to the fact that they could not teach us. Rather, they automatically perceive that we're not capable for furthering our education here in Hong Kong. Here you can see that teachers already have preconceived stereotypes in EM schools. I recall when I was in Form 4, I was placed in a class deemed as the second worst class. One day, some of my classmates weren't able to do their homework. So my teacher said words like, "You're doomed to fail," or "You'll just end up as a waiter." We're already marginalized in society, and even in our schools, that's ridiculous. We're fed by those thoughts, and because that, we're demotivated by our own teachers, ironically. Moreover, the kind of educational environment that we receive in these schools, when we graduate, it worsens our adaptation here in Hong Kong. We can't pass as locals because we learn very basic Cantonese, nor as native English speakers because we have teachers who can't even properly communicate in English. Other than that, most of our parents do not even know that they enroll their children in schools who do not even care about our individual development. They don't even know what HKDSE is. There is a lack of communication between parents and teachers. Comments on individual students are generalized by teachers because they only focus on 10 students who the teachers perceive have a chance in university. But parents do not know this because schools are starting to become a marketing tool to promote their greatness but does not deliver. Also, I think it's the EDB's job to take effort to inform EM parents about the education system here in Hong Kong and should make it compulsory for schools to provide information on the qualification of teachers, especially to take effort to train cultural understanding so that our teachers will be free from EM stereotypes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lancian. Just a gentle reminder, the microphones are very sensitive. You don't have to speak too close to them, right? Next, we have Ms. Omi Aslam, please.
Good evening. My name is Habiba, and I'm a student of City University of Hong Kong. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and I'm able to speak fluent Cantonese. Today, I would like to talk about the issue of funding provided by the Education Bureau to local primary and secondary schools to support the Chinese learning of non-Chinese speaking students. Now, the education fund for non-Chinese speaking students must be used by schools to help them with Chinese learning. EDB should ensure that schools have applied for the fund and it's being justly used for the students, because without the support through the funding, students do not only do poorly in Chinese subjects, but also other subjects that are taught using Chinese medium, for example, mathematics and general studies. Now, although EDB has a monitoring mechanism to make sure schools are making use of the funding for the support of NCS students, the measures have been poorly implemented and no substantial change can be felt by the EM students. There should be more transparency and accountability to the public, especially to the EM students. Both the government and the EDB stated that they emphasise on providing equal services to all levels. But is this really equal, is the question. Government and the EDB has failed to do anything to ensure racial equality in the education sector. Now, I have a sister who's currently studying in a Chinese primary school. Although she's struggling with learning Chinese, she's very much interested and enjoys learning Chinese. However, with the support of Chinese learning, I'm sure her Chinese will definitely improve through the funding. Therefore, the following should be done in order to ensure funding is utilised effectively and efficiently by the schools. The schools should report to the EDB and the public via a financial report that should include how the funding is used. For example, the schools should provide extra Chinese lessons after school or on Saturdays. They can hire Chinese teachers specifically to teach NCS students, since full-time regular teachers may not have enough time. They can provide extra resources to enhance Chinese learning. The EDB also should arrange bi-yearly meetings with the local schools to report, analyse and evaluate the support provided to the students through the funding. They can measure the funding and the support's effectiveness and the efficiency. They should also evaluate the students' performance before and after the support. Now, through these measures, the students, the non-Chinese speaking students, will be able to improve their Chinese and will be able to integrate into the society and will feel like a Hong Konger as well, because we all were born and raised in Hong Kong, nearly all of us, and we want to be treated equally as local Chinese students. Now, just a little help of funding will change the lives of many people in Hong Kong. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Aslam. We will now have Mr. Shakil Mohammed, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening. My name is Mohammed Shakil Andres. I was not born in Hong Kong, but I was definitely raised here. My education here was primarily in a non-Chinese school, so I was from a designated Chinese school. I'm now 20 years old, and I'm studying at the University of Hong Kong, taking politics and public administration. Now, my dream is to be a civil servant like people around here, but unfortunately, due to my lack of Chinese proficiency, I would not be able to fulfill that dream. But today, I don't come to you about me, but the coming generations. And the main focus I want to talk about today is parents. What can parents do to help fulfill their children's dreams? Schools in Hong Kong often lack engagement with ethnic minority families in Hong Kong because they don't think they can. A lot of it is due to their perception. And also, it is due to the perception of the teachers. Teachers perceive that families don't want to be involved in their children's education, when in fact, families don't know how to be involved. Parents are not equipped with the necessary information to select suitable schools for their children's growth in Hong Kong. Now, I'm a living example of this because I went through the designated schools, such as Dahlia Memorial School, whereas I believe that if I was placed in a local environment, I would be able to adapt and maybe one day sit among these ethnic minorities and try to help them as well. For the parents' perspective, parents are sometimes hesitant to become involved in schools because they don't have the extra time or because they don't speak English nor Cantonese. Some parents work 2 jobs just to get by for their children. And asking parents to have this really proactive role in their children's education is quite hard for them and quite worrying. But the biggest problem is not just about the parents, but the discontent between the schools and the families. Parents believe that they are not welcome by the schools. The lack of an effective communication channel for parents to acquire information from schools hinders them from selecting a suitable school. So this can be exemplified in when parents try to enroll their kids in nursery school when the school notices are not bilingual, but sometimes it's only in Cantonese. And also in primary school, there's not a lot of effective choices for them to nourish their Cantonese ability. So In essence, I wish that schools in Hong Kong would play a more proactive role in devising communication strategies to convey what is important in a way that can be heard by parents and families and invites them to respond, so it can be a two-way communication. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Next, we have Ms. Suskiana Gurung, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon. I'm Suskiana Gurung, a Nepalese Hong Konger currently studying in the University of Hong Kong. Today, I would like to talk about the issues of teachers within designated schools and how we should offer them guidance and support. Growing up in a designated school system myself, I found that new graduate teachers who came to our school were often underprepared and overwhelmed by the diverse environment presented to them. Obviously, it is not the teacher's fault. However, we must equip them so that both teachers and students can have a friendly environment. I think it is the Education Bureau's own responsibility to offer not only guidance, but teacher training before the teachers start training. Simply teaching cultural sensitivity in universities wouldn't be enough, although we should definitely have teachers taught that, and they should be exposed to a diverse set of learners during their practicum. However, teachers within designated schools often do not have teaching qualifications, such as a teaching degree, and they might not even possess a teaching license. Hence, even if we were to provide this form of training within universities with a teaching degree, how can we guarantee people with teaching licenses and differences will go to teach in designated schools? Teaching in designated schools wouldn't seem attractive to them. And there's also the issue of the cultural hurdle. Hence, to be more realistic, schools should serve as a connecting point with the help of EDB. So I would like to offer some suggestions. The EDB should firstly help schools create a template for a teacher's guidance booklet that can be further edited by schools for their specific style and needs. A guidebook should be provided to all new teachers, teaching them cultural sensitivity by introducing them to the students' culture, things to be aware of, offering them guidelines, and helping them to adjust to possible cultural shock. Workshops should also be placed to further grow these teachers and provide them hands-on training on cultural sensitivity, as it is not something to take lightly and not something that can be learned in a short period of time. It's an ongoing progress. Also, teacher training courses should be compulsory to both old and new teachers, not just an option. Thirdly, students' opinions should be collected anonymously around issues such as teachers' language, treatment, and teaching towards them every year. We must value the opinions of our own students to improve the quality of their own education. A lot of ethnic minority students stop paying attention or even drop out of the school because their teachers create a hostile environment by saying things like, "You'll never be as good as a Chinese student at a local school. You won't even be able to enter university. Just focus on passing in class." Things I've heard teachers tell their students, and something I personally heard my teachers say to my class very often when I was in secondary school. How can we expect the students to grow academically if our own teachers think so lowly of them? Teachers are supposed to be our mentors in life inside and outside the classroom, but why do they divide us by ethnicity? The summer holiday should also be adequately used to further grow teachers to aid them in issues they encounter by creating a support group to further develop teaching strategies for each subject. The common misconception is that ethnic minority kids are failing or unable to go to university due to their low Chinese abilities, but according to data, ethnic minority kids are struggling to do well in other subjects as well, such as maths or liberal studies. The teaching quality and guidance has to be provided and improved for more than just Chinese as a second language. It must span all subjects wide. I hope that everyone in Hong Kong can receive quality education regardless of our differences. Teachers are as important as a need for a progressive curriculum. We cannot have one without the other. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gurung. Next, we have Ms. Omi Aslam, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening. I'm Salma, ethnically Pakistani, born and raised in Hong Kong, and currently a student studying at HKUST. I would like to talk about the issue of using Putonghua as the medium of instruction for teaching the Chinese language subject, PMIC in short, in mainstream schools where ethnic minority students take up a very small percentage of the student population. Putonghua for most ethnic minority students is neither our mother tongue nor is our second or third language. It is, in fact, our fourth or fifth language after English, our mother tongue, Cantonese, and Arabic for some. I understand that Hong Kong's policy on language education is to enhance the trilingual ability of the students, but it is based on the assumption that Cantonese is our mother tongue, which is not the case. Our language needs should also be catered for. In schools where PMIC is adopted, we already face difficulties learning Chinese, but when it is taught in Putonghua, it further challenges our language ability, especially in listening and integrated skills. In some schools, we are given no choice to select the medium of instruction because PMIC is fully adopted. Our multilingual ability shows that we are able to learn and willing to learn. However, there is inadequate support from schools due to the lack of funding from EDB in assisting ethnic minority students when learning Chinese in Putonghua. I would like to explain this with the example of my brother who is in Form 3 in a mainstream secondary school where PMIC is adopted from Form 1 to Form 3. He also went to a primary school where PMIC was adopted from Primary 1 to Primary 6. He's not doing well in his Chinese subject because his performance in listening and integrated skills is very poor because of the difficulty in understanding Putonghua. In addition, he is the only EM student in the school who's taking the local Chinese language curriculum. However, he's not given any tailor-made support from the school because resources are being used to implement lessons only for Chinese as a second language students. Chinese as a second language students who are majority in the school, and he, as the minority, is left disadvantaged and on his own. I would like to therefore suggest the EDB to allocate special funding to schools where PMIC is being adopted and is granted regardless of the number of the ethnic minority students in the school, so that they're not disadvantaged. Ultimately, these bright students would be able to contribute to Hong Kong on a global level. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Aslam. Next, we have Mr. Royal Suna, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening. My name is Royal Sunar. I'm a Nepalese Hong Kong citizen currently studying digital music and media at the Hong Kong Design Institute. Today, I would like to discuss about the issue of having an unified standard across all schools with ethnic minority students for the Chinese curriculum and how this later impacts us in higher education and our working life. For me and my classmates, we were always taught the same materials in Chinese class over and over again in secondary school. This made us lose focus when we were younger because it's too easy. Hence, our goal became just to pass in class because no matter what, we are only taught simple things. Why is the Chinese learning not making any real change so far? Moreover, for myself and other ethnic minorities students in higher education like higher diploma, we are subjected to unfair teaching standards as even when the classes are supposed to be taught in English, the teacher switches over to Cantonese often and just gives us simple translation with no further explanation or examples. They just assume we understand what they are saying, which leads us to lose focus once again. A few teachers are even unwilling to answer our questions in English. Moreover, the Cantonese classes offered in higher diploma is too easy and simply divided into 3 groups: beginner, medium, and hard. And each group feels like they aren't learning more than they already know. I would like to become a music producer. However, how am I supposed to work with basic Cantonese within the field? And also, why is the new applied learning Cantonese classes only teaching Cantonese to be used within the service industries? Hence, I would like to call for a curriculum that extends to university level, because what about us who has already graduated from secondary school? The government should set a Chinese level standard for the schools to follow in teaching us Chinese. We also deserve the opportunity to Chinese education, especially after 2 to 4 years, as we will be heading to the workforce. Why not make us better prepared? Moreover, we must enforce more control among classes in tertiary institutions to be taught in English, if it's advertised to be taught in English. Sometimes the teacher won't even translate until we ask, and they often forget. It is hard for us as the minority to keep interrupting the class to ask for translation, something that they should be responsible to do without us telling them. We pay the same tuition fee as our Chinese classmate, but why do we not receive the same treatment? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suna. And we now invite Ms. Sasindran Anjali, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shashindran Anjali, and I am a second-year student studying Bachelor of Sciences at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. I come from an Indian background, and I have been living in Hong Kong since the age of 1. I have been studying here since kindergarten all the way to now in university. Therefore, I should be considered as a local Hong Kong student, shouldn't I? But I wish I could say the same thing for my Cantonese proficiency. Now, being able to speak fluent Cantonese really helps me break the language barrier when it comes to talking to local Hong Kongers. Even listening to Cantonese television is not my major problem. What I would like to point out is my literacy level. Now, I have completed the GCSE Chinese in Form 5 and GCEAS level in Form 6, attaining the highest grade possible. But it is said that these alternative examination is equivalent to a primary school student. So basically you're saying that my Cantonese is stuck at a primary level, and there are also a number of students just like me. In the long run, if we are to stay and work in Hong Kong, we need to have a proficient level of Chinese, especially for our reading and writing skills, as we are always judged by our academic abilities when we look for jobs. Therefore, I would like to suggest some ideas that could help local ethnic minority students, especially the younger generation, to boost their Chinese proficiency, which is comparable to that of a local Chinese student. First, starting from primary school, every student, regardless of ethnicity, should share the same Chinese lesson to alleviate segregation and promote interaction between these groups of students. It may be difficult as EM students, their Chinese is not their first language and they have little exposure to the culture, hence making it hard to follow the learning pace. Even so, instead of having separate classes, I believe bridging programs and supplementary classes can be provided to these students, just like for other subjects. Second, in secondary schools, EM students who have complete primary education in Hong Kong should be entitled to study the DSE Chinese curriculum, because in the end, every secondary student will sit for DSE. So why should you separate them just for Chinese language? Back in secondary school, because I was placed in the GCSE Chinese curriculum since Form 1, it was like repeating basic primary level Chinese for another 6 years. Therefore, I believe only under certain conditions, just like when a school has newly arrived EM students, or even there are some handful of EM students that fail to meet the DSE Chinese, can be allowed to opt for alternative Chinese. I believe not every EM student should be grouped together and be placed into the alternative Chinese curriculum. And I would like to restate my point that all options for alternative Chinese should not be an immediate option for local EM students with complete primary education in Hong Kong. Finally, I would like to ask the EDB whether you have considered revising the DSE Chinese syllabus. By referring to HKCEE English language, which was comprised of syllabus A and B, I believe DSE Chinese could be separated into an easier and difficult syllabus so that students can have more options within a single syllabus, and this can also meet academic standards for a wide range of students, both EM and Chinese. And it can be also very easy for secondary schools to follow a single curriculum which caters both groups of students. I hope my suggestions can be considered. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Anjali. And we will now invite Ms. Arlene Wright, please.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Rai Arlen L., a Year 3 education major student at the University of Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a test-focused city, and we can all attest to that. There is much emphasis put on getting high grades and excelling the DSE examinations to get to university. However, even with a 99.3% rate of admission in secondary schools, the number is different for ethnic minorities, whose dropout rates are increasingly high, with the number for the Nepalese population being 20.6%, the highest among all the EM population, as reported in the research analysis paper by the University of Hong Kong's Center for Comparative and Public Law. And why is it so? One startling to some, but a no-brainer to others, is the lack of cultural sensitivity highly seen in majority of the city's teachers, especially in the aspect of teaching NCS Chinese. However, the lack of progressive Chinese curriculum isn't the only reason for the high number. The education system itself treats ethnic minority students with a predetermined destiny of failure, causing students to be demotivated before even trying. And here is why. Cultural sensitivity is of extreme importance in this day and age, where there's so much diversity in our community, and yet there is a segregation between the locals and the EMs that is magnified in the classroom, where contact is necessary but disconnected. This is important to note as it can affect a teacher's ability to teach and the student's ability to learn due to the lack of connection at a culturally responsive level, because their cultures and experiences guide their learning habits, opinions, and answers. One thing to note is that it does not mean teachers have to know about each culture to the T, but rather that they are aware that differences are present and have surface knowledge about the ethnicity that has been in Hong Kong for decades. However, teaching degrees are often missing this as a core. Next year, I'm going to be a teacher in training, and I have yet to see a core course serving to teach and guide us to incorporate the vast cultures present in our future classrooms. Another simple way for the government to address this issue would be to incorporate the ethnic culture ever so present in our society, rather than focusing on Western cultures and traditions in our textbooks. This would broaden the world as a whole for all students and enable those in minority to feel more understood deeply. And that in itself makes a huge difference for those young souls out there trying to build their own identity, guided by the societal, ethnic, and socio-economical experiences that they face. Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Sharma. Next, we have Ms. Pooja Payandi, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Whilst it's commendable that the government has committed a substantial amount of funding to support the rollout of the CSL learning framework, and we do appreciate that measures require time to take hold, the ethnic minority community cannot wait indefinitely for the provision of equal access to quality education, which is a basic human right for all children. Hong Kong's ethnic minorities suffer in an education system which fails to cater to their linguistic status. How can children who are unable to even enter schools where the learning framework is being implemented benefit from these measures? Where the learning framework is implemented, NCS children remain sidelined by the attitudes of the teachers, as we've just heard, poor communication between teachers and parents, and the prevalence of harmful stereotypes about ethnic minorities and their intellectual competence. This impacts student learning, motivation, and equal access to opportunities for achieving excellence. Clearly, teacher training needs to address unconscious biases, and this must be made mandatory for all teachers in training. Over the past 4 years, $800 million have been spent on the implementation of Chinese language support measures for NCS children. However, what specifically these measures are and how they are used by different schools, we do not know. Are they standardized? Are they applied differently? How do teachers or schools ascertain the effectiveness of these differentiated approaches? And what are the outcomes in terms of linguistic acquisition? Simply including a couple of sentences in the school profile is entirely inadequate from an accountability perspective, and parents can hardly make an informed choice on this basis alone. How can the government accept this as good practice, given the vast sums of money involved? Good governance requires regular monitoring, evaluation, and full transparency to determine the effectiveness, especially when we already have widespread data documenting gross inequalities and disadvantages experienced by ethnic minorities across the board. Without any information on the effectiveness of the measures, how can we have the confidence that this approach is now going to work to help ethnic minority children? Despite the fact that a research evaluation framework has been in place since the introduction of the learning framework 4 years ago, the framework nor its outcomes of evaluation have ever been made public. Pending the release of the comprehensive report on the effectiveness of the CSL learning framework, the EDB is strongly urged to provide a preliminary overview of the findings updated on an annual basis until such report is released. The EDB is also urged to track applications by NCS students, their interview rates, successful admission and enrollment statistics, as well as NCS exam performance and graduation rates across school types to ascertain the pathways to successful linguistic and social integration in Hong Kong. Mapping these trends can help identify the causal factors for success and failures for different ethnic groups in various contexts and help inform future strategies for change. Without a data-driven or evidence-based approach, we are just shooting in the dark, relying on a stroke of luck, but our children are not chips for gambling. Generations of ethnic minority children have seen their dreams sacrificed in a broken system. Education is a fundamental multiplier right that opens up opportunities for a lifetime. We cannot allow the perpetuation of a system that threatens to drive ethnic minorities further into poverty. People think we're being dramatic. We are not. We have many experiences that we've heard today and continue to live through, and as a person of color in Hong Kong, it is absolutely essential that our generation be the one that commits to ending discrimination in education from now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Biani. 跟住我哋請屯門社區網絡嘅黃德元先生，唔該。
係，多謝主席，我係屯門社區網絡發言人黃德元。咁咧就住少數族裔兒童嘅教育方式咧，咁我都有少少意見想講嘅。咁首先喺共融嗰方面，我覺得有一個職業咧喺教育嗰方面其實可以做到好多嘢，就係社工。咁首先喺最近社會上面討論得非常之烈嘅有一個議題啦，就係小學嘅一校一社工。如果政府依家放風出嚟話有機會推行一校一社工嘅話咧，我支持定反對？我係反對嘅，但係我反對嘅唔係一校一社工本身。我反對嘅係政府現有嘅一校一社工政策、一校一社工方案。呢一個現行嘅制度咧，最令我質疑成效嘅地方就係在於佢嗰個投標嗰個制度，價低者得，望落好似好合理，但係事實上，如果喺標書上面有好多唔同嘅服務係列晒出嚟嘅話，為咗確保社工要有合理嘅待遇，其實嗰個價錢亦都唔會低得去邊。但係價低者得係咪代表嗰啲學生其實難啲會有一啲好嘅服務呢？咁喺呢個方面呢，我真係好希望政府當局其實可以去做多啲嘢去改善，令到唔同嘅學生真係會有適切嘅服務去幫到佢哋。另一樣嘢我想講嘅呢，就係喺今時今日香港嘅教育制度底下，造就咗少數族裔呢，係唔可以喺社會嗰度向上流，絕對唔可以。唔少學術研究都話，其實對於學習中文本身有少少困難或者有障礙嘅人呢，你俾兩種嘅文字，你俾兩組嘅文字佢啊，一組易一組難啦，其實佢係會揀容易嗰組嚟學㗎。而家我哋身處嘅地方喺香港，唔係喺大陸啊哥。小學生嗰啲作業、小學生嗰啲功課、小學生嘅測驗考試，你夠膽寫，俾個繁體字佢，叫佢寫翻個簡體字出嚟。我唔明呢樣嘢究竟對佢哋有咩幫助。其實小學、中學教普通話，有啲大學呢必修普通話。先唔講普通話獨唔獨立成科，你大學嘅中文有啲都係普通話上嘅。對面嘅官員咧，我真係好想問你哋，你知唔知全港有幾多個僱主呢係會請一個完全唔識睇正體字、完全唔識講粵語、淨係識講普通話嘅員工啊？跟住最後一條問題呢，我係想代我嘅下一代去問嘅，就係香港再繼續面臨咁劣質嘅洗腦教育、咁劣質嘅人口清洗，我哋過多10年、20年，土生土長嘅香港人會唔會變成少數族裔
？Okay, 黃生，跟住我哋請 Mr. Devan Allen, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. The EDV has taken multiple initiatives in the last few years to integrate the EM with the mainstream community. There are still more steps needed to be taken. As we know, foundation for early education is very important in the higher education and careers. We should explore using different and new initiatives to see which one provides them with the best outcome. Now it is comparatively easier for the EM students to be accepted into tertiary education since universities are accepting different Chinese language exam scores. But it is still very hard and challenging to get into civil service careers where the requirements for the Chinese language standard is very high. So we need a balanced and appropriate curriculum which can help some of the students who are performing well in their overall exams to take a challenge to achieve a higher level of Chinese language skills. Other students can choose easier exam path. To get this done, we need a lot more motivation and encouragement for both the students and parents, which will be beneficial for their future. It will also make them understand the importance and impact on them mastering the Chinese language for their future lives. Another way to motivate them would be to invite experienced people to come to schools that having EM students. Through seminars, they can share their own practical experience on the impact of the Chinese language and what they faced by not knowing the language in a high standard way, and to explain what they could achieve if they could master in the language. Since some of the parents are found to be not aware of future career paths and education requirements in Hong Kong, schools or EDB should organize more motivational talks for the young parents during the early years to make them understand how to guide and prepare their child for their future career and tertiary education. If parents and students clearly know the requirements of different pathways of education and careers in depth, they can take correct and suitable decisions as early as possible without wasting their precious time. EDB should also spend more on research as to how they can make the Cantonese learning easier for the non-Chinese people. For example, the government can put more investments into making learning Cantonese a more efficient and easier way, something like app development as per the curriculum, online websites that provide the curriculum and help to do the homework. If possible, some of the study materials can be translated into major EM languages, and if not, just English romanization would be great help for the parents to engage themselves as well. If some of the EM students opt for extensive Chinese language curriculum based on their interest for a career path which they are dreaming for, they should be encouraged and supported by tutorial subsidy which they can be allowed to use freely for their Chinese language learning. School administration and teachers should take effective initiative for NCS students to integrate with the Chinese students for language practices within the school by taking different kind of extracurriculum activities. Dawan Saiful Alam, former president of Bangladesh Association.
Thank you, Mr. Lam. 或者我哋將會議延長15分鐘先，跟住請Y 先生。
係，我有段聲，但普通話嘅。
1974年是香港警方下属组织，是对香港青少年进行法治教育和爱国主义教育的重要平台。迄今已累计吸引100万名青少年參與，會員超過21萬人。
呢個就啱啱年30咧，就習主席答少年警訊嗰封信嘅賀卡嗰個新聞嚟嘅。咁其實咧，大家睇翻啱啱星期日咧，相約北京冬奧閉幕嗰度咧，嗰幅畫面都係五族共和，後尾56個民族出晒嚟㗎。咁其實咧80年代嗰陣時咧，就係中國而家係有56個民族。咁咧就超過咗好似5000個咧，就先算一個大嘅族項，即係好簡單。女兒國、瀘沽湖嗰啲少數咧，即係未夠5000就唔當一個族。咁台灣嘅高山族咧，即係但係台灣咧就變咗係9個族嘅台灣自己計翻。咁但係即係基於我哋香港咧就係即係殖民地留低嘅嘢啦，咁就變咗係我哋係有好多不同種族嘅人士啦。咁其實咧兒童權利公約咧第1條咧，大家睇翻咧係我哋其實超晒齡嘅18歲樓下嚇，咁我哋就已經超過18歲嘅。咁今日亦都發生一件事咧，就係第2條嗰所講小朋友應該係有自己表達嘅能力。咁我希望教育局咧即係盡快就係即係開學咧，將呢個信息話俾小朋友聽。即係其實點講，不論任何種族都好，小朋友有生存權嚇。咁即係好簡單。就曾經試過翁靜晶律師都講啊，佢劉師傅走嘅時候咧，佢好激動，係佢個女叫翻我唔走啊！即係你要傳遞呢個意識俾佢哋，啲小朋友自己知道，因為呢樣嘢係好重要嘅，因為佢淨係 follow 父母，即係好簡單。我睇到今日少數族裔即係上半場好似得1個小朋友啫，咁就亦都好奇怪。今日本來係兒童事務委員會成立，上晝突然間成個會抽起咗，我都唔知點解啦嚇。咁我上次喺兒童事務委員會提過啦，其實咧我去瑞士伯恩，即係啱啱特首上個月都去過瑞士，即係大巡會啦。我希望就係話要俾少數族裔，即係其實瑞士嗰個有4種 language 㗎。法語、德語、意大文同埋佢本身瑞士一種話係4個語言，新加坡係4個啦。咁即係其實嚟講咧，你要有人物係代表佢講嘢，同埋佢自己知點解我睇少年警訊咧？其實少年警訊70年代幾好嘅，佢暑期咧佢會有啲日營咧，即係變咗喺啲少數族裔咧喺度 study 學嘢。即係譬如而家啱啱睇到新春團拜梁家榮講就係教育電視。教育電視就係已經有40年啦，咁唔好32台淨係播河口湖同埋播柬埔寨，咁你每一日有個 channel 係每一種少數族類嘅語言，等佢睇咗嚟學咯。唔該晒咁多位。
唔該，威先生。局長就第二節發言有冇咩回應？
好啊，多謝主席。咁咧就住剛才咧好多位嘅代表咧，大家都關注嘅問題咧，我想 重點講一講。咁我見到咧呢一個環節咧，好多都係我哋嘅年青嘅同學啦、年青人呢，係去分享佢過往喺即係第二語言學習嗰個，即係或者係中文學習嘅經歷啦，或者係佢一啲嘅感受。咁我會睇到呢，喺唔同嘅時間呢，大家學習呢個中文呢，其實呢面對嗰個困難唔同嘅嚇。咁但係有一樣嘢我好想肯定話俾大家聽，無論我哋嘅感受係點樣呢，其實政府係非常之重視每一位我哋嘅即係同學，每一位我哋嘅年青人，或者每一位我哋少數嘅族裔嘅小朋友，我哋希望大家都係共同一齊去建立美好嘅香港。所以呢，成個教育政策對我哋少數族裔嘅同學嘅政策目標就係希望佢哋能夠適應，盡早適應同埋融入喺學校嘅學習同埋融入社會。咁而呢個一個基本嘅條件就係我哋好希望能夠讓佢哋盡早學好中文。咁過往呢，其實頭先大家提嘅感受或者係一啲嘅提議或者意見裏邊呢，其實離唔開呢對於學好中文呢一個嘅期望，究竟係要幾易或者要幾難？其實大家呢，我會聽即係或者係從呢一個成個對於少數族裔學習中文如果大家有留意呢，由04年嚟到今日呢，2018年呢，其實係有好多嘅發展嘅。04年開始呢，就剛才有代表亦都講到佢即係喺嗰個小一派位嗰度啦，最初係冇呢一個融合嘅政策嘅。咁而04年開始融合嘅時候呢，大家又好擔心自己嘅小朋友會去咗一啲自己唔係咁多自己嘅相同族裔嘅學校。咁於是就爭取喺08年有一啲叫做指定學校。咁而家呢，經過幾年之後呢，大家又發覺指定學校呢，雖然係可能感覺上係有一個文化上面嘅安全感，但係喺語文學習上面又唔係咁有利，所以咧就喺13年嘅時候取消咗呢一個嘅即係指定學校嘅政策，讓大家咧係可以選擇。所以頭先同學其中有一位代表提到，而家我哋小一派位嗰張表格咧，其實我哋而家係靈活派位嘅，就唔係話如果佢係用唔能夠接受中文作為教學語言咧，就一定係去嗰8間學校。嗰個係另類嘅選擇，即係佢除咗係選自己校網嘅學校之外咧，佢係可以揀嗰8間係比較多非華語嘅同學嘅學校，咁即係讓我哋嘅同學有多啲選擇。咁呢個呢，當然呢，每一個選擇呢，就係關係到我哋究竟對自己中文學習嘅期望啦，我哋用咩方法喺咩環境學習最好。咁喺呢個過程裏邊呢，我哋見到政府喺咁多年嚟10幾年嚟呢，係冇停過努力，不斷呢係同大家去溝通啦，亦都係。無論係指定學校嘅政策，還是係而家嘅語文第二語言嘅學習架構呢，其實都係聽取咗大家意見之後呢，亦都係去徵詢邀請一啲專家啦、學者啦，同埋大學嘅參與係去開發。咁而家頭先大家提到呢，就係喺學習支援，即係除咗學習期望嗰度之外，就係就住學習支援各方面呢，其實喺課程層面呢，其實多咗。剛才提到啦，我哋係希望係大家都提出係有系統有一個發展嘅階梯。咁呢個呢，就係正正係而家嗰個第二語言學習架構俾大家就住呢一個需要呢係去開發嘅。咁但係當然呢，呢個第二語言學習架構就唔係一路係學到去嗰個即係佢個終極目標係幫助大家用小步子嘅方法盡快去融入主流嘅。所以個目標呢，都係作為一個樓梯級呢，係幫大家去融入主流。佢唔係一個終極嘅一個學習嘅即係嗰個目標。咁所以我哋係會希望同學係融入喺本地嗰個主流課程，以致佢哋嘅中文學習係唔會輸蝕嘅。咁呢一個當然咧，我哋知道學習中文係好艱難，所以我頭先亦都聽到咧，我哋嘅代表裏邊呢，有講到咧，譬如就住嗰個教學語言嘅政策啦，或者老師嘅教學方法一啲嘅意見。咁我哋都會睇到咧，就係話無論係咩嘅情況底下咧，教育局咧其實都係會通過咧提供個指引啦、架構啦、資源啦，而亦都係要俾學校一個專業嘅空間，同埋咧俾老師咧係相關嘅配套同埋培訓。 咁呢啲等等咧，其實亦都係需要咧我哋嘅家長啦、同學啦或者成個社會咧都有一個共融嘅意識，大家一齊去努力咧，先至係做得到嗰個效果。咁最後咧，我都想係即係就住咧嗰個同即係大家咧係亦都係講到教學語言嘅選擇啦。咁頭先我亦都喺上一節講過我哋俾學校係有好清晰嘅指引，教學語言嘅選擇係必須根據學生嘅能力、學習需要、老師嘅能力同埋學校可以提供嘅配套措施、語言環境係去做呢一個嘅決定，亦都係應該因應同學咧係俾學生同埋家長係有得選擇嘅。多謝主席。唔該，局長。
我哋而家視察完有毛孟靜議員，我諗時間關係，或者何君議員都想發言。或者我哋3分鐘好嘛？每人唔緊要，你請講下，我哋盡可能安排嚇。
咁點啊
？3分鐘好嘛？3
分鐘好，快啲。係我首先要問副局長呢，就第一我哋點樣可以幫到呢？話有老師嘅態度好差，嗰個原話係think lowly of the students， 因為佢哋係少數族裔。另一句就係they would even refuse to answer questions in Chinese， no in English。喂唔得啦咁樣，呢個真係教育局有冇得幫下嘅咧？而第二個問題就係你負責課程發展嘅李生，喂嗰啲內容咁 so easy， 話 too repetitive。來來去去學埋咧都係我想食雪糕，我想食魚蛋咩啊？但係我哋每年係俾2億嘅而家，咁點啊？係兩位唔該。
局長先，跟住李生唔該。
係好啊，多謝主席。咁咧就住老師，剛才都有幾位代表咧都分享過，即係老師嗰個教學嘅情況。咁我亦都係即係有去經常去學校去觀課嘅。其實我相信咧，我哋嘅老師咧係喺嗰個摸索個教學方法裏邊。剛才咧議員提到咧就係喺中文堂老師即係拒絕用英文去回應同學嘅問題咧，咁呢個可能有時候咧喺教學上面咧，我哋要希望同學能夠掌握嗰種語言咧，亦都係其中一種嘅方法嚟嘅，未必一定係等於老師咧係即係因為唔同嘅膚色或者族裔唔同嘅語言去拒絕，而係可能喺教學上面有呢個需要。咁所以咧就話我覺得即係或者係我呢度提議咧，就係亦都係我哋會加強老師嘅專業嘅培訓同埋認識啦，即係對就住呢個多元文化嘅教學嘅認識，但係我亦都呼籲咧，我哋信任老師，因為喺成個嘅即係教學嗰個探討或者係個發展嘅過程裏邊咧，其實都係有一個摸索嘅階段嘅。
阿李生，
多謝主席。我頭先講呢個學習架構咧，我用咗一個階段性去描繪，嗰個係未足夠嘅。其實咧，我哋係應該再講埋咧，係一個階梯性。即係頭先都有好多分享嘅時候講咧，係唔 progressive enough。嗱，我哋呢個學習架構咧係分8個學習階，我哋叫做呢個咧其實係無論佢係第一語言或者第二語言咧，我都有呢個架構嘅存在。有咗呢個學習階梯嘅好處咧，就係老師會因應嗰個同學嘅進展咧，係決定佢係咪可以做第2階嘅嘢，做到第2階嘅嘢係咪可以做第3階嘅嘢。以往係冇呢一個咁樣嘅進階嘅情況喺度，而家我哋係有啦。咁所以咧係嗰個大家分享過往14年之前冇呢個學習階梯嗰個情況咧係不一樣㗎啦。老師會根據呢一個同埋佢用一個評估工具去睇下佢究竟而家喺第1階啊、第2階啊、第3階啦，係一個進階式去做。但係我哋知道實行嘅時候咧，老師有一個具體困難咧，喺班房入邊咧，同一班可能有同學喺1階，有同學喺2階，有同學喺第3階。咁呢個就係佢教學策略嗰個取捨嘅問題。不過我哋亦都知道咧，學校比較多元化去處理呢一種嘅問題，因為佢哋會用一個融入嘅模式，亦都會同時用一個抽離嘅模式、小組嘅模式，或者額外加課時嘅模式去處理一堆嘅問題嘅。咁所以我哋都要相信咧，學校咧其實佢係知道個問題喺邊一度，佢只不過係用唔同嘅策略，或者一齊用不同嘅策略去處理呢個問題。
即係佢哋投訴嘅問題咧，以後喺呢個框架之下係不會再發生嘅，唔會太淺，唔會再重複。 係嘛？
不會再發生。
呢一個我哋當然要睇學嗰個人佢本身個適應嘅方法。我用一個方法教佢，10個學生可能有啲學得好好，有啲學得冇咁理想。但係呢個就係我哋要照顧個學習差異嘅過程裏面，點樣用我哋嘅學習嘅材料啊、教學嘅策略啊，去填補呢啲嘅差異嘅地方啦。多謝。
如果冇委員反對嘅話，我哋將個會議再延長多幾分鐘，讓何君議員可以發言嚇。何君議員唔該。
主席我好高興啊！今日咧一班年青嘅新一代係香港成長嘅少數族裔嘅朋友咧，反映出佢哋嘅意願。具體上我聽得明嘅咧就係、第一，佢唔想有 segregation， 唔想有被分開，被人對待成為二等公民。佢需要愛嘅共融 integration。但係學習中文方面講，似乎喺佢哋一面全面都係咁講啦，就係嗰個制度、政策等等咧係唔明朗、唔清晰，同埋冇一個叫做梯階嘅漸進式嘅嗰種學習。而家我聽到阿李生講話有嘅，我哋有8個階段。咁似乎呢度係喺嗰個溝通同埋個傳達方面嚟講咧係有改善空間。我亦都知道剛才局長話俾我哋聽，以前咧我哋就好擔心，即係話如果係強迫少數族裔學我哋中文或者廣東話嘅時候咧，會有多少被同化嘅感覺，有嗰種叫做種族嘅嗰個敏感度喺度。但係隨住而家世界又變咗，咁佢哋又覺得，如果你要我哋去入EM School 嘅專責嘅學校去俾佢哋學習的話咧，又好似又未能夠融入。嗱，呢啲係矛盾咧。我覺得似乎兩方面咧都係有個地方可以改善。但係我覺得首先而家我就話好高興見到呢一班19位嘅少數族裔嘅新一代香港人嚟到。起碼有成10幾個喺 Hong Kong U 讀書，喺科大讀書、嶺南讀書，全部都已經喺香港。而家呢一班就係最好嘅人才。若果我哋有咁嘅 intention， 有咁嘅 will， 有心意喺度，我哋亦都有錢，我哋有政策，只不過有啲嘢要去點樣去將佢 bridge over。咁呢一班人呢，就係人才啦。咁啊，如果係我哋可以用佢的話，再加上話一校一社工嘅問題等等咧，將佢可唔可以bundle 一齊，然後用佢哋嚟 train the trainer， 佢哋已經係好好嘅。譬如好似剛才呢位Miss Dia Barker 咧，佢嘅中文係好流暢。實際上佢需要嘅就係一個支援同埋一個整合。如果我哋呢一班咁嘅人才可以盡用的話咧，一定幫到我哋呢一個 scheme 呢個計劃會得以推廣。當然仍然都要平衡翻少數族裔嘅嗰個佢嘅價值觀啊，佢哋文化嘅價值承傳嘅問題，同埋點融入係識多啲廣東話同埋中文。嗱，第二個語言嘅政策方面講，我諗呢個亦都係政治現實。學廣東話嘅時候，同時咧，即係如果識咗中文的話咧。普通話個稍為轉嗰個發音咧，嗰個都唔會太困難，但係最緊要寫嗰度咧要知先。咁啊，其他嘅問題要逐步去處理。咁我就提出個意見啫，多謝嚇。
好啊，局長有冇咩簡單嘅回應？
多謝何議員嘅意見。咁其實頭先都講咗啦，好強調我哋係共融，成個政策係希望大家係共融。所以呢，剛才各位代表呢，可能有啲感受呢，其實無論你係咩感受，其實總體嚟講，我哋係希望我哋成個社會係一個共融嘅社會，共同去建立一個共融嘅文化。咁而且我哋無論係幾時啦，由04到而家或者係以前呢，我哋都係好關心成個社會，其實都係好關心我哋嘅少數族裔。咁喺咁多次嘅聽證會裏邊啦，或者係過往嘅即係同唔同嘅團體嘅交流，都係可以好肯定呢樣嘢。咁所以希望我剛才嘅各位代表呢，如果喺個心理上，即係心裏邊感受唔係咁開心嘅，其實我好想話俾大家聽，我哋係一個共融嘅社會，或者係有啲嘅做法係有優化嘅空間。但係無論如何，個總體嘅目標，我哋都係希望大家係共融，一齊去建立香港。
好啊。多謝局長，或者我加多半句呢，就係我哋其實我哋講咁多一帶一路嘅政策呢，將來我哋在座嘅各位朋友、各位同事呢，都會去 係一個好大嘅資產，希望你哋努力嚇。咁我哋今晚唔好意思啊，講一聲，因為我哋個委員會係需要就今日嘅會議咧係延長咗時間，同埋係改夜咗嘅，講一聲唔好意思。另外咧，我哋下一次開會係3月27號咧，將會講少數族裔嘅就業嘅問題嘅，希望大家留意下。好，咁今晚散會，唔該晒。